With 2 days to go until the end of the UN climate conference in Glasgow, a flurry of activity and a surprise deal between China and the US. China's climate envoy, Xie Zhenhua, on his way to announce that the world's two largest carbon emitters have agreed to do more to reduce emissions this decade. This includes tackling methane emissions, protecting forests, and working to phase out coal power.
在气候变化领域，中美双方共识大于分歧，具有广泛的合作潜力。在离格拉斯哥大会结束还有2天，我们希望此份联合声明能够为大会的成功做出中美的贡献。
The announcement was unexpected given the current tensions between China and the US over trade, human rights, and Taiwan. But in Glasgow, the two sides said they had agreed to boost cooperation on climate action, including sharing technology to reduce emissions.
Out of this cooperation, we expect acceleration of the rate of reduction. And the only way you get it is by sharing technology, working together, sharing climate technology.
The US climate envoy, John Kerry, said the agreement commits to a series of actions not just in the long term, but in the next few years.
And I'm pleased to announce that we will work together to limit methane. Methane emissions, a greenhouse gas up to 80 times more destructive, more potent than CO2.
This marks the first time that China has committed to reducing its methane emissions, linked largely to the country's massive coal industry. Beijing has said it will phase out coal starting from 2026, but it didn't specify by how much or when it hopes to end coal power altogether. Both sides have nevertheless billed the agreement as a way to give impetus to the climate talks as a whole. Environmental activists say the talks have so far fallen short of what is needed to avert a climate disaster. The EU climate policy chief welcomed the move by China and the US.
That's good news. It's really encouraging to see that those countries who were at odds in so many areas have found common ground on what is the biggest challenge humanity faces today. It shows that also the US and China know this subject transcends other issues, and it certainly helps us here at COP to come to an agreement.
Representatives from almost 200 countries have until Friday to produce an agreement on capping global warming to 1.5 degrees above pre-industrial levels. Based on countries' current emissions pledges, that goal is still out of reach. James Reynor and Louise for TaiwanPlus.